Hey everybody, welcome back to my BakeLikeAPro YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to make some very simple pizza dough, and this recipe will yield 2 very large pizzas. I have 600 grams or 4 cups of pizza flour. If you don't have pizza flour, don't worry, you can use all-purpose flour as well. And all-purpose flour is also called plain flour. 390 grams of room temperature water. This is 1 2/3 of a cup. 15 grams or half an ounce of olive oil, 1.5 grams or half a teaspoon of instant yeast, and our last ingredient, 10 grams or 2 teaspoons of salt. So those are the ingredients. Let's get started. For my first step, I'm going to get all of my flour into my mixing bowl. That's good. A little bit on there. To that, I'm going to add in my instant yeast. And then, as always, just give a little bit of a stir to that. I just want to hide that yeast in that flour. I'm just protecting that yeast from the incoming salt. And then I'm going to grab the salt, get all of that in there. We can give that a little stir if we wish. Not necessary, but you can. That's good. And then our olive oil. So I am aiming for a 65% hydration. And when you are calculating hydration, oil is never added into the equation. There we go. That's good. And then our water. And that is it for the recipe. I am using room temperature water because I'm going to make the dough today and I want to use it tomorrow. Now, if you are making the dough today and you want to use it today, just make sure that your water's a little bit on the warm side, and it just helps out with the yeast reproduction. I'm going to close down the lid. I'm going to turn the mixer on, and as soon as I do, you'll see a nice little light inside here. Just light up everything that's in the bowl. There we go. This here is the Pro Baker 5 Plus. If you want to see more information about it, there's a link underneath the video in the description box. So this mixer goes up to speed 10, which is 400 RPM, but I'm going to take it up to 3, which is about 120 RPM. So I'm just going to take that up, just like that, and I'm just going to let that go. And you can see that magic action happening right now. And listen to how quiet this mixer is. It is pretty amazing. I like to knead my dough for 14 minutes, but you don't have to. You can do a minimum of about 8 minutes. So that's it. I'll be back in 14 minutes. Hey everybody, my 14-minute timer just went off, but I'll just let the mixer go just a little bit here so you can see the dough as it gets mixed. So you can see that really nice pattern on the top. Kind of looks like a pumpkin. This type of mixer always creates that type of dough. You can see how well that dough has been mixed. Anyway, I'm going to lift this up. And you can see how nice that dough is. Look at that. Oh, that is amazing. So I'm going to remove it from the bowl, and I'll be back in a second. I'm going to turn my scale on. Add a little water to my scale. That just helps with the dough not sticking to the scale. We'll get that on. And we're at 10:07, 10:06. It's 1006 I meant. So we need about 5:03. So I'm just going to do this very quickly. You can see how easy it is to split your balls into 2 with a scale. Cut a little bit more. There's 5:02. Get that one on. 5:04. So just over a pound, because a pound is 454 grams. We'll turn that off. Grab the dough. Make sure I'm on camera. Then you just want to give it a little bit of a push. Just spread it out a little bit, and then you just want to bring it in on itself. And it's at this point you don't want to put any flour down on your bench. if you do this recipe like I did it today, you should have perfect dough just like this. Not too sticky, not too dry. Anyway, then I'm going to go in and I want to start forming that ball. So I'm going in, and as I do, I'm pulling. So you push and pull in opposite directions, and you can see how nice that dough ball has become. You can give it a little bit of a stir, and then right into an oiled bowl. There's number one. Camera, there we go. I just want to make sure I'm centered in the frame of the camera, and then just pull everything together just like that. Flip it over, and then the same process again, in and turn. So you're kind of squeezing the bottom of that dough as you're turning. What that's doing is it's pulling it all towards the bottom, and it happens very quickly. Look at that, really nice. Get your bowl ready. You can give it a little bit of a twirl. If you want to be fancy, lift it up right into the oiled bowl. So now these need to proof. So what I need to do is I don't want these dough balls drying out. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of olive oil spray on the top of both of these, and then we're going to cover them in plastic wrap. So at this point, I've just sprayed both of the dough balls with my oil spray. If you don't have oil spray, just add a little bit of oil to your bowl, and then you can take your fingers or a little silicone brush and you can just do the bottoms. And then the same thing, a couple of drops of oil on the top, and then just brush it around. And then our last step, I'm just going to cover these with plastic wrap. That will just keep them from drying out. Perfect, there we go. And that is how easy it is to make authentic pizza dough. No magic, it's super easy. So if you have just made your doughs and now you want to use those later on tonight for dinner, what you want to do is just leave them on your counter like this, and they're going to expand. That yeast will start working. Next thing you know, you're going to start seeing the dough. It'll actually come up and it will touch the top of the plastic, and it'll actually get a little bit bigger than that. It'll pop up kind of like a little muffin. What I like to do is always make my dough the day before or 2 days before. In this case, I'm doing it today, and I'm going to eat these pizzas tomorrow. So I'm going to leave them here just so that the yeast really starts to activate for 30 minutes. I just want that yeast to kind of grab in, take hold, and make sure that it's actually alive and kicking. I'll leave it there 30 minutes, and then it goes into my fridge until tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, 5 hours before I want to make pizza, I bring them out of the fridge and I let them sit there, and around the last 2 hours or so, they really start to get a lot of activity, and by then the tops of each of those dough balls start touching the plastic wrap and start expanding up against it as well. And there's two reasons that you can do your dough and then eat it the next day. One is for flavor, and the other is if you don't have a lot of time. So if you find the process a little bit overwhelming, you make the dough today, and then you can do your pizza tomorrow. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, you're going to see pictures of both of these doughs that I baked in picture format at the end of this video. And for baking, I'll put all of that information at the bottom of the screen. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. And please subscribe to my BakeLikeAPro YouTube channel, and also click that notification bell to be alerted every time I upload a brand new video. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. On the screen now, you can choose a video to watch, or you can also click and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you once again for taking time out of your day to watch my video. I really appreciate it.